In Emerald City, the enchanted city in The Wizard of Oz, everyone wears glasses with green lenses. But did you know that this practice actually dates back to ancient times? To a Roman emperor, in fact, and his passion for a precious green stone, the emerald. For centuries, the emerald was believed to have almost magical properties, including the ability to improve eyesight. Fascinated by this stone, Emperor Nero always carried one with him. According to legend, he even watched chariot races while looking through an emerald. And as surprising as this may seem, some believe that this was the very first pair of sunglasses. You're listening to Voice of Jewels, a podcast from L'École, School of Jewelry Arts, supported by Cleef Arpels. Unveiling the stories and secrets behind history's most fascinating jewels. I am Flavius, the celebrated hero of chariot racing. In Rome, I was the object of fervor and adulation. However, it lasted only a short time. Triumph is fleeting, and this profession merciless. Few drivers survive. I owe my salvation to my skill, of course, but also, perhaps, to a stroke of luck. Events take place in the great circus arena, once built by Emperor Caligula. On this particular day, the festival is in full swing. Before the races start, the arena is the stage of a thrilling spectacle. Costumed dancers, acrobats, and musicians bring the arena to life. It seems as if the city's entire population has gathered in anticipation. Behind the scenes, preparations are underway by the four teams. There are the reds, the symbol of summer, the whites, associated with fall, the blues for winter, and finally, the greens, the bearers of spring and rebirth. This last team is traditionally favored by the people, unlike the dignitaries and the elite who view the greens with suspicion. All except for one, Emperor Nero himself. I watch him enter the immense arena, right in the middle of the dancer's performance, accompanied by his entire entourage. An icy silence falls upon the crowd. Wherever he goes, Nero inspires fear. But he is also a great lover of chariot racing, and even participates in races himself. Last but not least, he is an avid supporter of the greens. It is said that this is because of his obsessive love of emeralds, which he collects with as much passion as Julius Caesar had before him.
In Roman times, the emerald was considered the most precious gem after the diamond and the pearl.
Marie-Laure Cassius-Duranton, gemologist and art historian at L'École, School of Jewelry Arts.
Or so Pliny the Elder informs us in Book 37 of his Natural History, dedicated to gems. It was the 1st century CE, and Pliny was a contemporary of Emperor Nero. The penchant for emerald jewelry grew especially during his reign, as green was the emperor's favorite color, which was quite disturbing for conservative Roman thinkers like Pliny and Seneca. For them, the green color was associated with the barbarians, the Germans in particular. The word emerald comes from the Greek smaragdos, meaning green stone. Today, the name emerald refers to the green chromium-bearing and or vanadium-bearing variety of beryl, a silicate of aluminum and beryllium. However, in Pliny's time, the name emerald also referred to other green gemstones. The classification of minerals based on chemical composition and atomic structure dates to the late 18th century. Before that, the primary criterion in gem nomenclature was color.
Like most chariot racers, I come from Spain, and I am a slave. But that didn't stop me from becoming the glory of Rome, and the best rider on the green team. But on the day of the fateful race, something feels wrong. My horses are restless. Their coats glisten with sweat even before the race begins. Their nostrils tremble. Their hooves strike the ground with uncharacteristic impatience. I see this as a bad omen. It is difficult not to imagine the worst. Perhaps even poisoning? It is a common occurrence at races. But what can I do? It is too late to change horses. My sense of uneasiness begins to grow. Nero's rage is said to be terrible. His admiration for the greens knows no bounds. I know that it isn't only the race I am in danger of losing. The first race begins in a packed arena. For now, I am just a spectator. My turn will come later. I see my teammate fall on the first bend. His body rolls in the dust, dragged to the foot of the towering obelisk. Nero watches these games from the front of the stage. I notice his eye glinting in the sunlight. He is visibly displeased. At his side, his wife Poppaea wears a sublime emerald necklace. Green, green, everywhere. We have lost the first race.
Donc on a retrouvé des bijoux en or et en émeraude, notamment un collier remarquable conservé au musée archéologique de Naples.
Gold and emerald jewelry were found during the excavations of Oplantis near Pompeii. This is where Poppaea, one of Nero's wives, had a villa. The find included a remarkable necklace now preserved at the Museo Archeologico Nazionale in Naples. The emeralds on this necklace were scientifically analyzed in 2006. The results proved then to match the characteristics of Egyptian and/or Austrian deposits. Despite the exorbitant price of emeralds at that time, as Pliny points out, jewelry of this kind was nevertheless found across all regions of the Roman Empire, from Great Britain to the Caspian Sea, including the entire Mediterranean basin. Jewelry featuring emeralds in their natural form and pierced lengthwise are even represented in the Fayum portraits in Egypt. In France, jewels of this type found during archaeological digs or by chance during construction work are preserved at the Gallo-Roman Museum in Lyon. In particular, Lazarus and Vase treasures, and at the French National Library, O's treasure.
Now it is my turn to race. The greens and blues are neck and neck. Our chance of victory rests on this last race. I feel more anxious than ever. My horses whinny and buck, and I find it increasingly difficult to contain them. At the very start of the race, one of my horses is injured. I am now at a disadvantage. The race has gotten off to a very bad start. The rider for the Reds is especially aggressive. On the third turn, I swerve off course and nearly lose my life. I am alive, but now I am behind in the race. To make matters worse, my horses are foaming with sweat, more than a sea in a storm. I can see no other outcome than defeat. In a desperate gesture, I turn my gaze toward the imperial stand. Nero, true to his custom, is not looking directly at the track. It is said that he is nearsighted. His vision is bad, and the merciless sun gleaming on the sand of the arena pierces his eyes. To rest them, and probably to better discern shapes, he observes the race through an emerald. It is said that this stone soothes the eyes. I see the green reflections gleaming in the light. Green once more. I read this as a sign, a mark from heaven, a remedy for my fear. I stand straighter on my chariot and take a deep breath.
The enigmatic anecdote related by Pliny about Nero and his emerald has given rise to multiple interpretations. The most convincing is that of Michael Pastoro, which is based on the medical concepts of the time. According to Pastoro, the emperor spent many long hours at the arena watching chariot races and combats. And in order to avoid tiring his eyes, he would look at a large emerald from time to time. For the Romans, the emerald was believed to have soothing properties, as green is a calming color, and the emerald is the quintessence and paragon of that color. Roman medicine used the emerald to make eye balms to strengthen the eyes and balance vision. But one could also simply look at it to feel better. This belief persisted until the advent of modern medicine. In terms of the connection between the color green and sight, it is interesting to note that the very first sunglasses made in Venice in the 18th century were unsurprisingly made of green glass.
I cross the finish line first. The audience is ecstatic. Up there in his box, Nero stands up, his arm outstretched. He, the violent emperor, capable of fits of anger against his own family, suddenly seems transported, as excited as a little child. With a discreet gesture of his hand, he beckons me toward him. I hesitate between pride and fear. Such a violent man is capable of the worst. His wife, Poppaea, smiles at me, but I don't trust her any more than I do her cruel husband. As I draw nearer to the imperial platform, I feel as if I'm about to faint. The entire crowd chants my name. I now have a bird's-eye view of the assembly. Nero, however, remains impassive. It is impossible to read his now expressionless face. Here I am, at the summit of Rome, but one step away from falling. Nero holds out his hand to me. In his palm, I recognize the emerald, the very one that has won me my victory. He is giving it to me. This race has been my last. With this gesture of gratitude, the emperor has given me back my freedom. I can now return to Spain. In Rome, my name will soon be forgotten, replaced by those of other heroes. But I am finally free, all thanks to an emerald.
The Voice of Jewels is a podcast by L'École, School of Jewelry Arts, with the support of Cleef Arpels. With the participation of Marie-Laure Cassius-Duranton, gemologist and art historian at L'École School of Jewelry Arts, written by Quenehen and Aram Kebabdjian, performed by Edoardo Ballerini, and produced by Bababam.